The world is full of bizarre objects and creatures, and because of this, people often find things that are very difficult to explain. From piles of pasta dumped in the woods to a lost civilization in the Amazon, here are the 20 strangest things recently discovered. Number 20. Ancient Empire by the Sea. The Calusa was an ancient civilization that thrived in southwest Florida for centuries. Around 2,000 years ago, their empire stretched from what is now called Tampa Bay to 10,000 islands, and even as far as Florida's Lake Okeechobee. They were masters of engineering, building a massive man-made island made primarily of shells. They used so many shells that the volume of the materials could fill up 200 Olympic swimming pools. For years, researchers wondered how a society that primarily fished, hunted, and gathered their food could secure enough resources for their daily needs. Recent discoveries shed light on the Calusa's ingenious solution: the construction of massive holding pens known as water courts. The water courts, also made of shells, hold a 100-foot-wide canal that bisected the entire island. These served as vast holding pens for live fish. It's believed that the Calusa used an opening onto the canal to drive fish into the pens before sealing them inside with a gate. Excavations in the area revealed bones and scales belonging to mullet, pinfish, and herring, schooling species that could have been easily herded into the water courts. The Calusa's reliance on the ocean and estuaries for their entire way of life set them apart from other civilizations. By mastering the manipulation of their environment, they created a vast empire that thrived for centuries. Number 19. Mysterious symbols in the desert. In the barren desert of Qatar, there lies a captivating and mysterious rock art site named Al Jassasiyah. There, centuries ago, individuals used limestone outcrops as their canvas, carving symbols and motifs that reflected their environment. These enigmatic rock carvings, known as petroglyphs, have puzzled archaeologists for years, and to this day they aren't sure when these carvings were made and who made them. Al Jassasiyah has yielded over 900 petroglyphs. Most of the carvings depict cup marks arranged in various patterns. One pattern in particular involves 2 parallel rows of 7 holes. Some speculate that these were used for a popular board game called Mancala, where 2 players drop a certain number of small stones into the holes. Beyond the enigmatic cup marks, Al Jassasiyah boasts unique depictions of sailing ships from an aerial perspective. These rock art representations, unparalleled anywhere else, showcase the artist's creativity, observation skills, and abstract thinking. It's pretty fascinating that they were able to visualize a dhow, a traditional ship, from above. Ships have played a profound role in the beliefs of ancient civilizations, serving as symbolic means of transition from the earthly realm to the afterworld. Babylonians and ancient Egyptians believed that ships carried the souls of the departed to the realm beyond. Greek mythology speaks of the ferryman Charon, escorting the dead across the river Styx to the underworld. The petroglyphs at Al Jassasiyah are a stunning work of art that gives us a peek into the culture and beliefs of the ancient inhabitants. Number 18. Stonehenge-like structure found in the Netherlands. Archaeologists have recently made an extraordinary discovery in the central Netherlands, a 4,000-year-old sanctuary that may have served a similar purpose to the famous Stonehenge in southern England. This remarkable find, consisting of ditches, burial mounds, and intriguing artifacts, offers us a glimpse into the rituals, beliefs, and daily lives of a fascinating ancient civilization. The sanctuary, located in the municipality of Tiel, is an expansive site covering an area as large as 3 soccer fields. Similar to Stonehenge, this ancient structure was meticulously designed to align with the sun on the solstices, a testament to the advanced astronomical knowledge possessed by its builders. Constructed using soil and wood, this monumental feat of engineering stood as a sun calendar, marking important celestial events and serving as a focal point for the community. Excavations at the site have unearthed a treasure trove of artifacts and offerings, including animal skeletons, human skulls, and valuable items like a bronze spearhead. These offerings were strategically placed when the sun's rays pierced through the openings, creating a captivating interplay between light and shadow. It's evident that this sanctuary held great significance in the lives of its inhabitants, providing a sacred space for the performance of rituals and the burial of their loved ones. Number 17. Water of Grand Canal turns bright green. Venetians woke up one morning to a surreal scene. A section of the city's renowned Grand Canal had transformed into a vibrant neon green hue. Upon testing the waters, Officials confirmed the presence of fluorescein, an environmentally harmless dye commonly used to test sewer systems. While the chemical is generally safe for humans, it can potentially cause issues for some individuals. Authorities were not entirely surprised by the revelation that fluorescein caused the canal's abnormal coloring. Similar incidents involving this chemical had occurred in the past. However, what raised concerns this time was the sheer amount of dye present in the water, at least 2 pounds, a stark contrast to the usual spoonful typically used for such tests. The significant quantity of fluorescein in the water raises suspicions that someone, or a group of people, intentionally dumped it into the canal. Back in 1968, an Argentinian ecological artist named Nicolas Garcia Uriburu performed a similar stunt in the name of art. Uriburu also dyed other rivers, including the East River in New York and the Seine in Paris. Given this historical precedent, it remains unclear whether someone was trying to copy Uriburu's stunt or the incident was an entirely unrelated act. Number 16. Rainbow sea slug in the UK. While Vicky Barlow was searching for spider crabs in a pool in Falmouth, England, she noticed something extremely bright and unusual partially concealed under a large seaweed-covered rock. Out of curiosity, she lifted the boulder and felt really excited when she saw the multicolored creature. The rainbow sea slug revealed its vivid pink, red, purple, and orange hues as it unfurled and explored its surroundings. Nudibranches, also known as sea slugs, are an incredibly diverse group of mollusks. These soft-bodied creatures feed on seaweed, anemones, and other sea slugs. Unlike their snail relatives, adult nudibranches do not possess shells for protection. Instead, they rely on their vibrant colors to deter predators such as sea turtles, sea stars, and crabs. Rainbow sea slugs are not commonly found in England, as they typically inhabit warmer waters along the west coasts of Spain, Portugal, and France. Prior to this discovery, there had been only 3 documented sightings of this species in the United Kingdom, all of which were observed by divers and snorkelers. This made the discovery extra special and provides insight into the new animals that might be transferring to the UK. Number 15. Octopus can rewire their brains. Octopuses, with their incredible intelligence and unique abilities to never fail to astound scientists. They're known for their remarkable ability to camouflage, regenerate lost limbs, and release ink as a defense mechanism. However, their most recent feat is something totally mind-blowing. Recent research reveals that these fascinating creatures possess yet another astonishing superpower: the ability to edit their own brains at the cellular level in response to changes in temperature. Unlike mammals, octopuses cannot thermoregulate, meaning they cannot maintain a consistent body temperature, but they do have the amazing ability to edit their RNA. They have evolved a unique cellular response to ensure their survival in changing environments. By editing their RNA, octopuses can modify the proteins they produce, providing them with the ability to adjust to different temperatures swiftly. It's pretty impressive, don't you think? Number 14. Crocodile's surprising virgin birth. The octopus is not the only animal that recently shocked scientists. They were also amazed when they learned about a special crocodile in a Costa Rican zoo. After she laid a clutch of eggs, the caretakers were shocked that out of her 14 eggs, 7 of them seemed to be viable. She had been living alone for the past 16 years, so this was very much the case of a virgin birth, the first for crocodiles. Zoo caretakers carefully incubated the eggs with high hopes for the emergence of new life. Unfortunately, none of the eggs hatched, leading to the decision to open them after 3 months. 6 of the eggs didn't contain a discernible figure, but one of them did hold a fully formed but non-viable fetus. Genetic analysis revealed that the fetus was nearly identical to its mother. This unusual discovery has led scientists to wonder how prevalent this seemingly miraculous ability is in the wild, and if this is a type of adaptation that is developed by animals in captivity and species on the brink of extinction. Number 13. Microbes that can digest plastic. Plastic pollution is undeniably a huge problem in our world today. While recycling initiatives aim to address the problem, they fall short in several ways. Microbes offer a promising avenue for tackling plastic pollution. By leveraging the natural abilities of microorganisms, scientists can develop strategies for breaking down plastics in an eco-friendly manner. However, traditional plastic-digesting microbes typically require high temperatures above 85 degrees Fahrenheit to function effectively. This presents challenges at an industrial scale due to the energy-intensive nature of generating such heat, resulting in increased carbon emissions and higher costs. Thankfully, a team of scientists have found microbes that can do the job at only 59 degrees Fahrenheit. In their study of different strains of bacteria and types of fungi in the Swiss Alps and the Arctic, they were able to identify several microbes that could digest polyester polyurethane plastic and 2 types of biodegradable plastic mixtures. Unfortunately, none were able to digest polyethylene, which is the most commonly produced plastic. Still, microbes offer a promising avenue for tackling plastic pollution. By leveraging the natural abilities of microorganisms, scientists can develop strategies for breaking down plastics in an eco-friendly manner. Number 12. Hammerhead sharks hold their breath. Deep, frigid waters can be dangerous for many animals, including fish. For hammerhead sharks, diving into freezing depths poses a challenge as they may become sluggish or even stop swimming when the water gets too cold. When this happens, water can't enter their gills, which can make them suffocate. Despite this, scientists have observed that scalloped hammerhead sharks have the remarkable ability of surviving in cold, deep waters. To unravel this mystery, they attached some sensors to the backs of a few sharks and then let them swim freely in the waters off Oahu. Data showed that the animals repeatedly dove to the depths and then swam back up to the shallower regions. Throughout their dives, the body temperatures of the hammerheads remained constant, indicating that they had developed a unique mechanism to maintain their warmth. Upon further analysis, scientists determined that they were able to do this because they were closing their gills during their deep dives. By doing so, they prevented cool water from flowing across their gills, effectively maintaining their body temperature. This method of holding their breath is very unique to the hammerhead sharks, as this behavior hasn't been observed in other fish before. The discovery certainly enriched knowledge on how marine animals adapt to survive in extreme environments. Number 11. Hawaiian monk seals get police protection. It was like VIPs were in town when police arrived at a popular Oahu beach and started erecting temporary fences to keep people away. There were even regular patrols on land and officials on jet skis monitoring the situation. The reason for all of this was because of the presence of 2 very special creatures, an endangered mother monk seal and her newborn pup. It's estimated that there are just over 1,500 Hawaiian monk seals in the wild, so when officials spotted the lovely pair on the beach, they gave them special around-the-clock police protection to increase their chances of survival. This included keeping humans away from the seal family, not only for the sake of the animals, but also for people's safety. Mother seals are known to be very protective of their young, and they become aggressive when they feel threatened. Well, I'm sure the seals really appreciated the special treatment. They had the beach all to themselves. Number 10. Plastic shark toy controversy. A fishy controversy has recently divided the research community, pitting scientists against each other. It all started when a citizen scientist named Giannis Papadakis made the astonishing claim that he had found a well-preserved goblin shark washed ashore on a beach in Greece. This finding raised eyebrows as there was no prior records of goblin sharks in the region. Papadakis promptly photographed the shark and shared the image with a group of scientists. Relying solely on Papadakis' photograph and description, the researchers confidently added the goblin shark to their scientific paper about the several species found for the first time in the Mediterranean Sea. After the paper got published in a journal, several experts spoke up and expressed their doubts about the alleged discovery. People started sharing images of a plastic goblin shark toy strikingly similar to the specimen found in Greece, and they suggested that the authors of the paper may have been duped by a plastic toy. The original researchers stood their ground and started defending themselves. But no matter how hard they tried, their explanations failed to convince the skeptics. After a prolonged back and forth, the original researchers retracted their goblin shark entry from their paper. They explained that they only did this to avoid further damage, but not because they didn't believe in what they wrote. It was also unfortunate that the citizen scientist who spotted the specimen did not conserve it or keep other forms of evidence. Do you think the scientists were really duped by a plastic toy? Number 9. Pet parrots learn how to video call. In the wild, parrots are highly social creatures, living in large flocks. However, when kept as pets, they often experience boredom and isolation, which can lead to psychological issues. Recognizing the need for social interaction in pet parrots, researchers set out to find a way for these birds to connect with each other. Just as humans can call or video chat with loved ones who are far away, can parrots benefit from virtual connections? New research suggests that, surprisingly, they can. After 2 weeks of training both the owners and the parrots for the study, the birds were given the freedom to make video calls at their own discretion. They could also choose which bird they wanted to connect with. Over the next 2 months, these pet parrots made 147 deliberate video calls to other birds, providing researchers with valuable data to analyze. The results of the experiment were both surprising and heartwarming. Researchers observed that the parrots seized every opportunity to connect with their peers and often stayed on the video calls for the maximum allowed time. They learned new skills from their virtual companions, picking up their behaviors such as flying, foraging, and making new sounds. They even showed off their toys. The parrots did not just make fleeting connections either, but they actually developed strong friendships. Some of the birds even formed attachments to the human caretakers of their virtual friends. It's amazing that virtual interactions between parrots are very similar to the way we humans communicate in video calls. While video chatting cannot replace the social interactions parrots would experience in the wild, it offers a viable option for improving the lives of parrots in captivity. Number 8. Bird-like drones take flight. Traditional drones have often been a cause for concern when it comes to their impact on wildlife. The noise and unfamiliarity of these devices can disrupt ecosystems and scare away animals, leading to potentially harmful consequences. Additionally, birds may abandon their nests or even attack drones, resulting in injuries. In light of these challenges, the team behind the nature-friendly drone project saw an opportunity to develop a more non-invasive and wildlife-friendly solution. Instead of using artificial materials to build drones, the researchers decided to repurpose taxidermy birds. By collaborating with local taxidermy artists, they ensured that no live birds were harmed in the making of these devices. This innovative approach not only provided a sustainable solution, but also allowed for a more natural and inconspicuous appearance for the drones. They can blend seamlessly into the natural environment, making them less threatening to animals and allowing researchers to observe and study wildlife without causing unnecessary stress or disturbance. Number 7. A different kind of cake. Would you want to take a bite of this slice of cake? What if I told you that this delicious-looking cake was actually 3D printed? Yes, you heard that right. Researchers are pushing the boundaries of 3D printing and are now venturing into food. This dessert is made up of graham crackers, banana puree, strawberry jam, Nutella spread, peanut butter, cherry drizzle, and frosting. All of the ingredients were purchased from a local convenience store. Researchers mashed the bananas to create the puree. For the graham cracker paste, which made up more than 70% of the cake, they mixed graham crackers, butter, and water in a food processor. Each ingredient was then placed into the printer and squeezed out of a syringe, producing thin lines that formed the layered cake. According to those who had tried it, the cake had a unique taste and it was fairly enjoyable. Aside from cake, the technology can also print beef, chicken, vegetables, cheese, or basically anything that can be made into a powder, liquid, or paste. At this time, though, researchers don't think that 3D printing is going to take over people's kitchens just yet. Number 6. Next-generation space meals. As humans venture farther into space, the challenges of sustaining astronauts during long-duration missions become increasingly complex. Future endeavors like a journey to Mars could last between 2 and 3 years. To address this issue, NASA and the Canadian Space Agency launched the Deep Space Food Challenge, a contest that invites innovators to design sustainable and nutritious meals for astronauts on extended space missions. One of the proposals involved growing yeast using carbon dioxide and water, sourced from the breath of astronauts. By employing electricity, they separate water into hydrogen gas and oxygen, mimicking the process of photosynthesis in plants. Instead of sugar production, though, these components are converted into alcohol, which serves as a nutrient-rich base for yeast cultivation. The resulting yeast can be utilized to create various food items, including protein shakes, pasta, and tortillas. Another innovation proposed to use a system of small greenhouse-like cubes that can be used to grow a variety of plants, mushrooms, and even black soldier fly larvae, which can be used to create protein powder. Such ingenious methods for acquiring food are monumental in ensuring that future space missions would be a success, and these could even be used to address food insecurity in different parts of the world. Number 5. Pasta in New Jersey woods. The small town of Old Bridge, New Jersey was left bewildered when they saw hundreds of pounds of pasta next to a stream in the woods. It all began when a resident stumbled upon what seemed to be massive piles of pasta in a wooded area, commonly used as a dumping ground for unwanted items. It's estimated that a 25-foot area was scattered with approximately 300 to 500 pounds of various pasta, including ziti, spaghetti, and elbow-shaped pasta. Himanshu Shah, the town's business administrator, wasted no time and swiftly organized a response team to address the situation. All of the pasta was eventually disposed of properly. The residents living near the dump site took it upon themselves to solve the mystery of this bizarre incident. After looking through home security footage, they were able to identify that the culprit was a military veteran who had been cleaning out his deceased mother's home. Residents speculate that he must have been overwhelmed by the task and had a mental breakdown. The neighbors, empathetic to his situation, decided to protect his identity, hoping to spare him from reliving the trauma associated with his personal circumstances. Number 4. Bronze Age sword that still shines. In the quaint town of Nordingen, Bavaria, archaeologists found something extraordinary. Gleaming with an otherworldly radiance, a 3,000-year-old sword was unearthed alongside a burial site. According to experts, the relic was so well preserved that it almost still shines. This special weapon also features a unique octagonal bronze hilt. The sword's impeccable preservation allowed researchers to uncover fascinating details about its origins and purpose. Despite showing no signs of wear and tear, experts believe that the weapon's center of gravity rendered it suitable for use in battle. Capable of delivering powerful slashing blows, this sword was undoubtedly a formidable weapon. It belonged to a time when bronze swords reigned supreme, emerging around 1600 BCE and remaining in use until approximately 600 CE. The sword itself dates back to the end of 14th century BCE. Bronze Age swords like this one are exceptionally rare due to the extensive looting of middle-aged Bronze Age graves throughout the millennia. The ravages of time have erased countless traces of these ancient weapons, making each discovery all the more precious. Number 3. Quotation etched on Roman jar. In a recent excavation in southern Spain, archaeologists found an unassuming pottery shard, measuring a mere 3 inches in length. It was once part of a Roman amphora, a jar commonly used to hold olive oil. What's special about this vessel was its engravings. It contained 4 or 5 lines of text that apparently originated from Virgil's Georgics, a poem written in 29 BCE. The Georgics, a didactic poem focused on the art of farming, was a fitting choice for engraving on an amphora used to store olive oil. Although the pottery fragment dates to several centuries after Virgil's death, the poet's work remains immensely popular among the Romans at that time. His epic masterpiece, the Aeneid, was widely read and admired. The inscription on the amphora, hidden from view, suggests that its purpose was not decorative. It was likely only known to the individual who meticulously etched it. The question of who this Virgil enthusiast was remains a mystery. Some theories propose that the person responsible might have been a skilled craftsman working at the factory, or even a child laborer honing their writing skills. Number 2. Lost cities of the Amazon. The Amazon rainforest, with its dense foliage and uncharted territories, has always been considered one of the last great wildernesses on our planet. However, legends and tales of lost cities hidden deep within the forest have circulated for centuries, capturing the imagination of explorers and adventurers. The allure of discovering El Dorado, the legendary city of gold, led many Spanish explorers off the map, never to return. Now, however, the plot takes a new twist as scientists have made a wonderful discovery. Ancient cities did indeed exist deep in the Amazon forest. These urban ruins have remained hidden for centuries, but advancements in technology have now allowed researchers to uncover their secrets. Using light-based remote sensing technology called LiDAR, scientists have digitally deforested the canopy from a helicopter, revealing the ancient ruins of a vast urban settlement in the Bolivian Amazon. Detailed images reveal monumental platform and pyramid architecture. These urban centers were surrounded by a network of suburban-like settlements with an impressive water control and distribution system, complete with reservoirs and canals. The sheer scale and complexity of these structures speak to the advanced engineering and architectural knowledge of the Kasarabi culture. These ruins, abandoned approximately 600 years ago, provide a detailed glimpse into the socially complex Kasarabi culture, which thrived in the region from 500 to 1400 CE. The discovery challenges the notion of the Amazon rainforest as an untouched wilderness and suggests that it was in fact heavily populated and urbanized long before recorded history of the region began. Researchers hope to learn more about this mysterious civilization as they continue to study the site. And now it's time for today's topic. It's been long speculated that there exists a mystical kingdom deep inside the Earth, an empire that's connected to every continent through a vast network of underground tunnels. Recently, there have been claims that a hidden civilization of the inner Earth was suddenly found in Antarctica. This alleged discovery is reminiscent of the legend of Agartha, an underground kingdom that's believed to possess technology way more advanced than what we have here above ground. Legends say that the flourishing civilization has evolved in complete isolation for several millennia. But this might soon change if what they unearthed in Antarctica was really the kingdom of Agartha. Do you think the once hidden civilization has finally been found? Number 1. Mystery creature on Texas beach. Have you ever stumbled upon a creature that seems straight out of a nightmare? People walking along the Boulevard beach were astonished when they spotted this horrifying sight in the sand. They had no idea what they were looking at, but they just knew that it was terribly freaky. It was a creature adorned with numerous teeth and bumps, and it looked so bizarre that some people suggested that it could be alien remains. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department eventually stepped in to solve the enigma. According to their experts, the creature in question turned out to be the gills and gill arches of a fish after it was caught and filleted by someone. Although the extinct species could not be identified, it was presumed to be a large sport fish. Well, it's good to know that this was not some kind of alien monster. It's always fascinating to learn about the bizarre things happening around us. What do you think of the strange discoveries that we talked about in this video? Let us know in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.